from companies including Happy Hall School, South San Francisco Public Library Literacy Service, Euro School of Tennis, and PALS, which stands for Pacific Autism Learning Services. So I would love to have the rest of my colleague Alexa introduce herself really quickly. Go ahead, Alexa.
Hi, my name is Alexa Moore. I'm a job placement coordinator for Society and Education Meta Majors here at Skyline, and I'm so happy that all of our employers can join us today, and all of you have come to join us as well.
Great. I want to begin with a big thank you for our representatives to join us. They're going to share some amazing information about their job opportunities that they have right now. We're going to begin by asking each representative to take just maybe a few minutes, maybe 1 to 2 minutes to introduce themselves, your roles, and share about the services or products, the company that you represent within the community. We'll dive down more deeply individually in each session, but this is just a quick moment to just introduce yourself. And I'm going to start off with Taylor.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me. So I am with Happy Hall Schools, which is a childcare company based in Millbrae. We've been operating childcare services like preschool, camps, after-school programs since 1951, which is pretty crazy. So what I do, I started out at our summer camp and then did our after-school program. And right now I am the after-school program director at our middle school location, which is coincidentally Taylor Middle School. So it's kind of ridiculous. It's Taylor at Taylor. And then I also serve as our recruiting and staffing coordinator regionally for all 5 of our after-school sites. So I'm excited to meet you all today and tell you a little bit more about the openings that we have.
Thank you, Taylor. Next, we're going to have Stephanie Torres from South San Francisco Public Library Literary Services do a quick intro, and we'll dive down deeper with her in a little bit.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I am the Adult Literacy Coordinator here at the South San Francisco Public Library for our Project Read program. But essentially, I'm really here talking about literacy services and 2 positions we have here. Just to give you an idea, we provide an additional service than the library. Like library, obviously, a lot of people make that connection to literacy, but we provide specific support to community members on a holistic level. So we have both an adult services component as well as a youth services component.
Great. Thank you, Stephanie. And we'll get to hear more from her specifically in a little bit. Now moving on to Miriam Raj from the Euro School of Tennis, where she'll share a little bit about the program, and then we'll dive deeper in later.
Okay, great. So hello, everyone. I'm glad to be here to meet all of you. So this is Mariam with Euro School of Tennis. We offer like tennis, more specifically tennis throughout the Bay Area, entirely San Francisco Bay Area. We have 40 plus schools where we offer after school programs, and then we do offer clinics like group lessons, and then summer camps as well. And I am glad to inform you that from this session onwards, we are offering dance, soccer, and PE as well. So we need a lot of people, and I'd be really glad if we can have someone from your college as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Miriam. That was great. And Heather Heaton from Pacific Autism Learning Services is going to do a quick intro, and then she'll dive in deeper later.
All right. Hi, my name's Heather Heaton, and as Laura said, I'm here from PALS, Pacific Autism Learning Services. We have an office in San Mateo, and we provide in-home, one-on-one behavioral therapy to young children who are on the autistic spectrum. So I look forward to telling you more about it in a little bit.
Thank you all for that quick intro and just giving us some information about your companies. Let's move on to diving deeper into each of the job opportunities that are available right now. So I'm super excited to hear from everyone, but we're going to start with Taylor White. So Taylor, can you please share some of the positions that you have available at Happy Hall School?
Yeah, absolutely. So first things first, I do have to hop off after my presentation. So for anybody listening, if you are interested, I put our website in the chat and then also my email. You are more than welcome to email me directly. So the position that we have available is for our after-school programs. So we have one position that's based at one specific after-school program, and then we have another position that's a substitute position. So you're kind of going around to different schools. but we are looking for 5-day-a-week availability. It is in the afternoon, so a lot of times that's great for students who have classes in the morning. We love students. We get a lot of ECE majors, psychology majors, general health majors. We love it. We have many students. So a little bit about the program. At our after-school programs, we are on site at the elementary schools and a middle school, but this position is for elementary school aged. So we're on site. We normally will pick up the kids and then they will come to us. We'll give them some snack, do a little bit of homework help. Our teachers will lead a STEAM activity or a movement activity, depending on the day. We also have a good amount of free play, which is a lot of fun, just hanging with the kids. As an after-school program teacher, you are responsible for a lot of safety elements. So kind of monitoring allergies, helping with cuts, bumps, and bruises as they come up, signing in and signing out, and consistently counting the children to make sure everybody is with you, with your group. And the position would be around the hours of 2 to 6 p.m. It's a little bit flexible, but kind of around those hours. It is 20 hours a week, limited. So this is not a full-time position. This is only part-time. We do have full-time positions available over the summer. And then it is $30 an hour for this position. $30 an hour, 20 hours a week. And ideally 5-day-a-week availability. But if you maybe have 4-day-a-week availability, you can still reach out and we could try to see if we have something open.
Thank
Great.
you, Taylor. And
Oh, go ahead,
sorry.
Alexa.
I was gonna say, could you tell us a little bit about the qualifications and what is required for someone to, or some important skills that someone in this role would need?
Yes, absolutely. So high school graduate is definitely a must, and ideally some semesters of college, with which if you are in this webinar should be good on that. And ideally, we do look for candidates who have experience working with children. One of our sites is a very large program. So for that site, I am only hiring candidates who have worked with children in some capacity, whether it be tutoring, babysitting, coaching, anything similar. But then we also do take on inexperienced who have some work experience. So ideally, this is not your first job. But again, we are flexible. You can reach out. I love candidates who kind of come from a tutoring background because that's super helpful when working with children, specifically when helping them with homework. So that's a big plus. And then to be employed, if you were to be hired, we require a federal background check, which is a fingerprint scanning, and some required trainings as well, which are compensated.
Nice. And in regards to these, thank you for sharing the position and a little bit more about the qualifications. Can you tell us why your company overall is a great place to work at?
Yeah, definitely. I think my favorite, I'll just speak personally, but my favorite thing is I feel like we are really deep rooted within the community. People know us. We have a really good reputation in Millbrae, and like across all school sites, you are always running into people that know of Happy Hall. They know our camps or they know our preschool. And I think that there's a great amount of support within administration and within the company as a whole. There are a lot of growth opportunities. I have had like 7 different job titles just because we're figuring out what works best. And I think that's a really great sign in a company. So generally the support and the community within the company and larger in the city is probably one of the best parts.
Thank you. And is there anything else you want to share before we move on, or any last additional comments or anything like that?
No, just that if this sounds interesting to you and you want to learn more, our website is down in the chat, and you can check the careers section to learn a little bit more. And then you can email me anytime with just questions like, hey, I could only work this one day, or how long does this go for? Anything like that, you can email me. I'm normally getting back pretty quickly. We also have an Instagram if you want to know I should put that down. What some of our activities that we do are, or just kind of generally want to see a little bit more from us, you can also look at that as well. So yeah, reach out if you have any questions.
Great. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much for sharing all of these opportunities with us and your contact information. I know you have to drop off, but I really, really do appreciate you coming and sharing these opportunities with students. It's a great opportunity for ECE, psych students. So thank you again, Taylor.
Great.
good
Thanks,
rest
guys.
of your
Look forward
day.
to hearing from some of your students. Bye,
I
everyone.
hope so too. Bye.
All right, we are going to move on to Stephanie from South San Francisco Public Library Literary Service. Stephanie, could you please tell us about the positions that you have available right now?
Yeah, hi. I'm here specifically to talk about our library clerk and library page positions at our Gene Mullen Community Center. We also run a homework center club for the Spruce Elementary, which is in our local community. And similar hours to what Taylor was talking about. It is part-time. It is from 2 to about 6:15 on a Monday through Friday basis. But it's very different than like what you would think you would be doing if you applied as a clerk in Page, as you're working with kids, right? So it's more of a youth development program. So similarly, I think a lot of the skills that Taylor was talking about are things that we are looking for, but it's also a great introduction to public service and working within a city environment. I want to talk about a little bit about the kind of skill sets that we want from individuals. A customer service background is really important. You're working with a lot of kids, but you're also working with their parents, right? And as a city employee, we're always asked to provide the best service we can to individuals. Though you don't really have to do lesson planning, that's also an option. I would like to speak to the person that runs the program is one of my coworkers, another coordinator, and she's really, really great about not just providing you adequate training, but also how to provide you with a skill set to then apply to a different job, right? So always thinking about your next step, what you want to work on. That's an element that we do provide with in the minimal hours that you do. But I think that there is a lot of space for growth. We've had a lot of our pages and clerks move on to become assistants, and then maybe even those who were interested in that in libraries get more get more hours at the library. Our library page position is an entry-level position, so maybe if you haven't really had a job and want to try something out, this is a great position to apply. Like I said, you will be working with kids, so one thing we ask as well is just patience, right? We are there to support you. We know that this is your first job. We want to see you succeed. So I think that's one of the big pluses of working at our homework center. It's that element of growth, and the team there has a great little community, and they're really about working in a team environment. So the clerks are really the kind of maybe the class leads, where the pages are really there to support them, just to give you a better understanding of maybe what that dynamic how that dynamic works in the classroom setting. You're going to be working mostly with third, fourth, and fifth graders, as those are the grades that we do provide that service to. I think in thinking about one good reason why this is a good company or a good place for you to start, I think it does provide you access to working in the city, which means like city trainings, which also gives you a good idea of what kind of departments and kind of jobs there are in the city, right? You'll be meeting people from different departments in some capacity. So always gives you the opportunity to keep asking questions. And like I said, our coordinator is such a great mentor that if you find that this is a good place for you to grow in terms of this is what I want to do, I think I want to do public service, I would definitely vouch for you to go up to her and have that conversation, as she really is keen about helping uplift others and helping build that skill set for others. One of the benefits, though you don't get benefits, you do accrue sick time as a city employee. So it's something I did want to mention. But It's like I said, it's great in terms of you're really providing the service to the community. You're building relationships with the kids and the community as well, and their parents or their caregivers. But yeah, we will make sure to provide you the training. There will be a team of staff around you to help provide you that, I think I would say confidence when you're put in a room with a bunch of little ones and you're like, here, lead them. We understand that there's a need to make you feel comfortable in your skill set. So we are definitely happy to help scaffold that. But I just wanted to say it's not like it's just you. We do appreciate that team environment and we work collectively as a team at our homework club.
That's awesome, Stephanie. You really highlighted a lot of the questions I was going to ask about qualifications, customer service. If you do want to do curriculum management, it sounds like your supervisor is really great at that. Besides earlyhood childhood education and maybe psychology, are there other school majors that you feel like would be a good fit, or
Yeah.
anybody who's interested kind of?
I think so. I really do think that it is just that customer service element, like that is applicable to so many jobs. Like I was a history major and ended up working at a similar program down in Salinas, right? So it's just one of those things where you maybe don't understand how it will fit, but I would say that working with people and providing people a service, it's such a great skill set to have, and it's applicable in not just libraries, like it's a big one in libraries because we are providing the service, but I think you'll find that you'll most likely be able to apply that in any job position you find yourself.
Great. And it sounds like, I mean, there's lots of great training and it's a team environment, so you're not thrown in. And do you have to have any knowledge of the subject matter that you're doing the homework help with, or nope, that's part of the training?
I think that's definitely part of the training, but again, there are elements where if you aren't comfortable, like we do want you, like we want to work with you so that you do find yourself be more self-sufficient, more confident in it, right? And I work with adults who have low literacy levels, and I find myself teaching about grammar. And to be honest, not that I'm horrible at grammar, but I just don't have the language to use. So a lot of the times it's just like, I'm not sure. Let's figure it out together, right? So we're trying to model that behavior from kids with kids as in the same way that we do with adults, right? It's just like nobody has all the answers. And it's okay to tell kids you don't have the answers.
That's awesome. Anything else you feel like would be really important for us to know before we move on? Or
I would say you do have to apply through Cal Ops, but if you do have any questions, feel free to share my information with the students, and I can then refer them with our coordinator that runs this program. But we also have plenty of volunteer opportunities if maybe you find that you can't commit that like 20-hour weeks, right? And your Monday through Friday afternoons. But maybe you do want to kind of start working in libraries, feel free to contact me. We're always happy to, help you get started, even if it's in the volunteer position. I think it's just about making sure it's a good fit for you before committing to maybe a graduate degree.
great. Thank you so much, Stephanie. These sound like great positions.
Thank you.
All right. We are going to move on to Miriam Raj with Euro School of Tennis. Miriam, can you tell us a little bit about this positions available at Euro School of Tennis?
Yeah, sure, definitely. So I'll be starting with the positions we have. Obviously, we are offering tennis mostly, so we need tennis coaches, assistant coaches, and then we need soccer coaches, assistants for them, dance coaches. We do need a lot of them. And then we are offering kinesiology internships as well, which is one of the, I don't know why getting good interns these days, we are facing a little bit like difficulty in that. So we do need a lot of interns. We are offering internship hours. You'll be getting paid along with the internship hours. So it totally depends on how many number of hours you need. And then we might be dividing it into paid and then unpaid positions, or like partial paid, unpaid, and based on the number of hours you are needing. And then we have different salary packages for after school coaches or assistants, and then for clinics. So it is a good opportunity for mostly the interns looking to get internship hours in kinesiology, early child development, physical education, all of these. So we can give you the internship hours as well. These are all the open positions. Moving forward towards the qualifications, it is not like we have any strict rules on that. Any level, all of the high schoolers who graduated from high school, they have been a part of some sort of athletics. So all of the students, they are athletic, whether they have played tennis or soccer in their high school, middle school, whatever that is, that's totally fine, unless you know how to grab the racket and then hit the ball. So that should be enough. We'll be giving you enough trainings on that. For the first half of your internship or job, unless we feel like you are good enough to conduct classes on your own, you will be assistant to head coaches. So you'll have enough time to improve your game, get your internship hours, and then get paid as well. So it is a great opportunity for students mostly. And then these are the requirements. We don't have like, to be precise, we don't have a set rule of requirements. So we are prioritizing the students who are looking for internship hours. So that will be a plus. But that's not required. You can come to us for any of the open positions we have, and we'll definitely be considering you. And then hopefully we'll be moving forward in the hiring process. These are all for the qualifications. And then why us? Obviously, if you are studying, and then if you want to pursue your passion as well in sports, so we will be offering you flexible hours. Even if you are available to work 3 to 4 days a week, including weekends, we are good with that. We'll be the hours there, that will be flexible as well. So if you are looking for something related to sports along with your studies, you can come to us anytime. And then the salaries, that will be competitive. For after school, we are offering like 40 to 60 each session. And then for clinics, they are like multiple hours each day, which are mostly on the weekends. So it will be not an issue for the students to work on the weekends. That will be a different, it will be a little bit less than these after school hours. So yeah, I guess I have discussed about the schedules as well. It will be totally based on your availability. We offer classes 1 to 5 in the evenings, but it is not like these complete 1 to 5 hours. If you can work 2 to even 2 hours, 1.5 to 2 hours as well, that should be good to go. So that's it for the schedules. Yeah, I guess I have covered everything.
Anything you want to tell us about why Euro School of Tennis? And that's great to know that it's not just tennis. There's lots of different sports.
Mhm.
Anything else you want to tell us about why it's an ideal place to work?
Yes, obviously. We started, I guess, 20 years back. So, as of the moment, we have 45 schools where we are offering our after-school programs. So you'll have enough like flexibility in terms of locations as well along the timing. So you can work in your nearby locations wherever we are offering the classes. And then we do prepare our kids to play competitive as well. So you'll have enough opportunity to improve your game if you are focusing on your game, even if you're part of your high school's tennis, soccer team, or dance club as well. So it will be a great opportunity to teach, earn, and then improve your game. That's a huge plus for us. And then one of our coaches, we got him from a university, and then he is one of the head coaches as of the moment. and he take part of some management stuff as well. So it definitely has a lot of potential. If you want to stay long term with us, we'll be highly appreciating that you'll have enough opportunity to grow, not just in terms of getting money from the position, but at the same time improving your game. That's a lot of like focus of students these days who are part of their school teams. So our head coaches, they are great. They are lot like very experienced. So you'll have enough trainings. You can work on your skills. So it makes like your school of tennis like different opportunity as compared to others. And then as you already mentioned, from this fall session, we are offering soccer, dance, and general PE as well. So if you have interest, and then if you have been doing any of these sports at any part of your life, you can continue your passion with us.
Fantastic. Anything else you want to add? You did such a great job.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, actually, I am putting our website here in the chat, and then I am writing our email address as well. So that's totally fine if you are not applying from any job posting sites. We do post positions at several sites as well, but that's totally fine. You can get back to me, and then I'll be happy to move forward. The hiring process, it is not that difficult. We'll be asking you some preliminary questions, and then we'll be having 2 interviews, and then obviously this job has to be on course. So we'll be scheduling 1 or 2 sessions of the students with the head coaches. It will be a good opportunity for them to have a look at the locations, how we conduct classes, how is everything done, and then they can decide whether they want to continue or that or not. So that will be all for the hiring process. Obviously, we'll be needing some paperwork that will include your background check, your TB test done, all of these things. So that will be all for the onboarding and hiring process.
Thank you so much, Miriam. I'm going to pass it over to Alexa, who's going to introduce our last speaker.
Yes, so last but not least, we have Heather here to share with us some positions that she has available at Pacific Autism Learning Services. And Heather, I think you're on mute, so I don't know if yep, there you go.
Okay, there I am. Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me. First off, I want to let you know that we love hiring students. This job works really, really well for students for your schedule, and very honestly, as a resume builder. So what we do at PALS is we work with young children who are on the autistic spectrum. You don't have to worry. You don't need to have had any experience going into this with working with kids or having any experience with autism. The only thing that's necessary is a desire to work with children. We have a very, very extensive training program, which is all paid, of course. And we take a lot of pride in the product that we not only give to our clients, but also in how we train our employees. We have like I said, we have a very extensive training program, to the point where you would be comfortable, maybe a little nervous the first day, but comfortable by the time you were providing therapy to a child in their home. And when I say therapy, we work on social skills, we work on language skills, we work on academic, we work on self-help skills. And when I say self-help, our clients are between the ages of 18 months up through elementary school age. So one thing that some of them need to learn is, how do I put on a shirt and without getting frustrated? So that's what I mean by self-help skills. While you are with the kiddos, you are only responsible for the therapy. You are not responsible for the child. There's always a parent or guardian present. As I think I mentioned, we do provide this in their location. So the job, it is necessary for the position to have a reliable vehicle, a California driver's license, and insurance, because your place that you would be meeting them each day, you would have to drive to in order to get there. We provide paid drive-in mileage in accordance with all California and federal laws and regulations. And as that changes, our our things change as well. We're very much a rule followery type of company. So one of the reasons this company works so well for students is not only is it a great resume builder, as I said, it gives you real world experience in a job that you can do and grow in within the psychology field. Now, that being said, we hire students from all different majors. It doesn't matter if you're in the psychology field. We've hired many Skyline students and have really enjoyed having them there. The way our scheduling process works, sorry, I'm kind of going around in a circle to get to why this works so well for you. We have 3 distinct scheduling periods during the year. So, and they correlate exactly with your semester system. So right now we're in our fall schedule period. During our fall schedule period, your schedule is the same every Monday, every Tuesday, whenever it is that you are available to work. And the way that we build your schedule is we ask before each schedule period starts or before you start with us, when are you available to work between the hours of Monday to Friday, 8 to 5:30? And you fill out an online form saying, okay, I'm available Tuesday from 12 to 3 or whenever it is you're available. And then we take a look at our clinical need and we look at your schedule as well as how many hours you are really ideally looking to work. And we match that up together. Now, that also being said, we have people who work with us between 10 hours a week and 40 hours a week. And that can vary per semester. Like say one semester, you've got a lot of tough courses. Well, maybe you want to work 10 hours a week that semester. Totally fine. Say another semester, it's a little easier. Well, maybe you want to work 25 or 30 hours a week. Also totally fine. For all of our employees, we have paid holiday, paid sick, ability to contribute to an IRA plan. If you're working 30 hours or more a week, we also have medical, dental, vision, life insurance, and paid time off. Our starting hourly rate is $21 an hour. We do have all of our employees get a national certification in autism, which we completely support, and we give you all the paid hours and paid training necessary in order to achieve this certification. Once you have it, there's an automatic 2% increase in your pay. From there, most of our employees are promoted within 6 months up to the next level, and there's also another increase in pay. We have 100% internal promotion rate. So we love to promote our current employees. One of the reasons we do that is not only to just reward our current employees for your hard work that you've been doing, is we've really found with the population we work with is the more consistency we can provide to them, the better our results are with them. And one way that we can control for some consistency is making sure that everyone has the same training. And as I said, we have an extensive training process. So that's another reason that we only do internal promotions. And really the sky's the limit as far as how high you would like to go. And now in order to be a director and have your own site, you would have to have your master's degree. So that would be a couple of years down the road. But it can be done. And we have supported people who've come to us who haven't even been in school and we're like, hey, you're great at this. We need you to get your bachelor's so we can keep promoting you. And she did. This girl, Jessica, she's actually in charge of our Rancho Cordova site. And then we're like, you know what? We'd like you to have your own site. We need you to get your master's. And she did. And now she's running her own site and she is just doing an amazing job. Okay, let me take a look at my notes here and make sure I have everything that I wanted to tell you guys. Oh, we are having to do with that consistency for our clients. We are looking for long-term employees. So we do ask for a 1-year commitment. It's not a contract. It's more of a verbal agreement between us. It just isn't, it's not good for our clients if we have people coming and going a lot. It really doesn't work with the consistency. So there's probably something I've left out. So Alexa and Laura, do you have any questions?
No, it sounds like you really did cover everything. Unless there's anything else you want to add or share. I mean, I think it's great that you guys have such opportunities for growth and that you're supportive of your employees. I think that's always a wonderful attribute. And, I love the work. I have a background in special education, so I know that it's meaningful and rewarding work that you all do. So if there's anything else you want to add, I feel like you covered all the topics.
I think I got all the top topics, but if you are interested, definitely reach out to me. I work on the administrative side, so I will definitely be the one that reaches back out to you as I'm in charge of all of our hiring too.
Great. Thank you so much, Heather. So I just want to give a thank you to everyone for coming, all of our employers today. And I want to thank Taylor, who's not with us, but thank her for coming on. And thank you to Stephanie and Miriam and Heather, of course. Thank you for sharing your positions as well. I'd like to open this opportunity up for students to be able to ask questions. You can, raise your hand on the raise your hand feature. You can drop it in the chat if you feel more comfortable. You can unmute yourself if you'd like to ask any questions today of any one of our employers. We have some questions from the chat. Heather, are you comfortable giving your contact information, or would you like me to support students through the process?
No, I'm totally fine with that. My email is, actually, I'll put this all in the chat too so everyone can see it, but my email is heaton@palsautism.com. Our website is www.palsautism.com. I'll put that in the chat as well, and I'll also put my cell phone in there. So you guys are welcome, welcome to contact me. I will also add, we are currently actively hiring at our San Mateo site. So we have about 3 positions we're trying to fill.
Thank you, Heather. And Randy, I see you have your hand up. You can unmute yourself. Okay.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm really interested in the library position, but would she who do I contact, and would she take someone that can only work until December?
You're muted, Stephanie.
Sorry about that. Unfortunately, our program does follow the school year. So we would, it'd be preferable to have someone till the end of May, if not year round.
Yeah, I'm just looking for something just for a month or 2. Okay, that's too bad. I've always wanted to work in the library, but that's all right.
Thank you, Randy, for asking. Feel free to reach out to us, if you're looking for something temporary, we can maybe try to work something out somewhere else. Someone asked if they can get where they can get more information about these jobs. So you can directly contact individuals who've left their information in the chat. And also, we also have access to these job opportunities. We have job descriptions and flyers and information and contact information. So if you are interested, we will be dropping our welcome form in the chat as well, so that you can fill that out and set up an appointment with one of our job placement coordinators so we can get you set up for one of these positions as well. Are there any more questions? Yeah, of course. All right, oh yeah, go ahead, Stephanie. I'll just add the question.
So Randy, though, for our specific program, we don't have a position, I guess we would want someone who could commit long, I guess,
Right.
for a longer time period.
My start date for a full-time job is December 13th. So I was just thinking of filling this hole, but it's only a month, so yeah. I understand you want more commitment. I understand that.
No, that's okay. I just was gonna share, there are plenty of libraries in the area. A lot of them have people on call, like you could get a page or a clerk position to be on call, right? And that way you can at least get your name on the list and maybe start from there.
Okay, what just look into.
So I can put 2, let me put a specific position. This one will be, like I said, it's more of a library, a page position. So
Okay.
maybe it could be like shelving books or helping with
Yeah.
programming, and I'll just put that on the chat. But CalOps is a really, really good website. Another one is governmentjobs.com. That's another really good website because you do have to apply through a lot of these city, county wide websites in order to apply for these jobs because you are working with city governments, county governments, etc.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Stephanie, for elaborating on that. I appreciate it. I did have a question if we have no other student questions, just out of curiosity, and this is open to any one of the employers, and everyone can share. What would you say is something that really catches your eye in a candidate for the positions that you spoke about today?
I'm happy to add to talk if I'm not interrupting anyone. Whenever I talk to someone, I do virtual interviews as our first step. I'm always really impressed if they, I know it sounds silly, but you'd be amazed how many people don't do this, actually know what position they're applying to and what company they're applying to. And if they happen to actually look at our website, super huge amounts of bonus points. It doesn't mean they have to understand everything on it, but just that they made that extra 5 minutes effort before getting on a call with me.
Definitely. I agree with that, Heather, for sure. That was a great tip. Stephanie, Miriam, do either one of you want to share your thoughts?
I would say that if the applicants, they are showing, even if this is a part-time position, if they are showing interest, if they are responding on timely manner, if they make us feel like they want to work with us, so that will be a plus. I would definitely be attracted to the person who shows interest towards working with us. I know that this can be a part-time position. They have their own either studies going on or their full-time position going on, but even if then if they give us some I'm not too sure what precise word would be for that, but yeah, if they show their interest towards us, if they take some time to respond to us via email, so that will be a plus for me.
Thank you. Stephanie, do you want to add anything?
For us, it's a little different, right? Since you are applying to like a city agency, we work very closely with our HR department, but I think what Heather said is like pretty like right on the dot, specifically for this position, because you see library clerk and you're like, yay. And then they're like, here's 20 kids in the room and you're like, this isn't what I signed up for. But it does clearly state our, maybe not as clear as I guess we would like, homework club, right, position. So I think what Heather said is just like really good practice in general for whatever you're trying to do. And it gives you a lot of more talking points.
Thank you. And I know these weren't questions that were given to you previously, but they're just questions that are coming off the top of my head. So I have one more question, and I would love for all of the employers to answer as well. What has been the most memorable moment during your time at the companies you're at right now and the positions you're in right now? And we can go in the same order, like Heather, if you don't mind starting.
I don't know if I have like a single most memorable moment. Being on the admin side, I wear a lot of hats. I do payroll, I do expiring qualifications, I do all sorts of things, all the finances. But honestly, the recruiting portion is my favorite. And I love hiring, especially college students. And then I check in with the supervisors after, I'm like, hey, how's this one doing? And it's just such a great feeling when I've placed someone in a position where like they really blossom and they really get it. And it's a great feel good, honestly.
Thank you, Heather.
Yeah, I would add the same, just as Heather did. Obviously, when we are getting some good hirings, that's a plus. I have been working in the company entirely with the HR, so whenever we are getting good coaches or instructors, And then that will obviously an exciting part for me. And then another thing, getting these students. So it helps us to help, like it is a thing that we are helping them in their curriculum as well. In one way or the other, we are offering them some hours that can contribute to their degree. So that's like an exciting part whenever we get some college students that can even stay whenever the internship is completed. So that's like the goal achieved, sort of excitement.
Thank you for sharing. Stephanie, did you have any memorable moment you might want to share? You're muted.
Sorry. For
That's
me,
okay.
specifically, I think I work mostly with adult learners on this, honestly. So it's really people who are coming in telling me that they need to improve their grammar, their reading skills, because it's not where they need it to be, mostly for job purposes. So it's a pretty rewarding job when you're working to help people achieve their goals, even if sometimes their goals aren't directly I'd say associated with them. Like sometimes it's as easy as like, I just really want to read to my kid. And so that's what I do specifically. And it's actually a pretty rewarding job. I think the good thing about maybe getting into the library world is you really find that it's a really big place, especially if you want to do something like education, but don't want to go a traditional teacher route. That was kind of my experience where I ended up working with public programs and teaching people in that sense. And just throughout the years, I just ended up in adult literacy specifically. But as you know, mostly I'm here to talk about our children's literacy or family literacy programs.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. I
Welcome.
appreciate it. We do have a question and in regards to the full-time job, if it has availability. So I do want to mention that all the employers who are here today have open positions right now. So again, feel free to reach out to the individuals on your own if you'd like to, or if you would like to come through the Career Readiness and Job Placement Center, we can help you get started on a resume. If you don't have one, support you with some interview skills. Definitely make sure that you know who and where you're applying to and have you check out the website and all that good stuff. So I will drop our welcome form as well in the chat. And since we have no further questions, I'm going to pass it over to Laura to just give us a couple more minutes of your time for some closing remarks.
Great. This was such a great session. And I just want to thank Stephanie Torres and Miriam Raj and Heather Heaton and Taylor White, who has dropped off. But we're just really grateful for you guys sharing about sort of what positions you're hiring for, what's great about working at your companies, and some of the things to help us learn more about the job. So as Alexa said, she's dropping in our welcome form. If you need help working on a resume or applying to these jobs or want more information about these jobs, Alexa and I are here to help you. So we can do that. If you need, sometimes I know with Stephanie's position, sometimes CalWorks it's a hard application. So we're happy to help you work on that. So you can do that. And this is a live webinar. So we've been recording it and we can upload it to our website if you know somebody else who might be interested in learning about this position. And yeah, we just again want to thank everyone for joining us, our representatives and our participants, and we will be having more of these throughout the semester. So excited to have you join us. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura, and thank you, everyone. Also, I just want to highlight, if you are a Promise Scholar student, Alvin left you a message in the chat, so be sure to check that out. And thank you all for coming.